But let's think about this Kansas City team Sunday. Their defense, total defense, they're ranked 16th, right in the middle of the league. Their run game is ranked 16th, right in the middle of the league. Sacks, they're 19th. Offensive line this morning is the second best one in that game Sunday. If you are picking Kansas City, you're just picking the early Michael Jordan. You're picking Michael to just beat the Celtics, the Pistons, the Lakers. Tampa's got the better defensive line this morning. That's not arguable. Tampa's got the better offensive line this morning due to injuries. Tampa's got the better linebackers. Tampa's at home. Tampa currently has the better run game. They have the better pass rush. All of it, Tampa. Better roster, deeper roster. If you like Kansas City, then you are betting on Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And, I get it. Because a year ago, San Francisco, in my opinion, had the better roster. And I liked Garoppolo, and I loved Shanahan. And they still couldn't win. Because Kansas City scored 21 points in 5 minutes and 5 seconds. The most complete roster doesn't win Super Bowls. In fact, let's look at this year. If you ask me the most complete roster in the NFL, I would say the New Orleans Saints. Hell, they've got a third quarterback I like a little bit. That's the best roster in the league. Oh, they've been gone for weeks. I actually think the second best roster in the NFL, even with Jared Goff, was the Rams. They'll just draft the best player available. They don't have an absolute need, especially now they have Stafford. They don't have something they have to draft. Their secondary's great. Their D-line's great. Their O-line ranked third PFF. Their receivers are amazing. Tight end and running back Cam Akers. Those teams are long gone. And the Buccaneers, in my opinion, probably have the third best roster in the National Football League. And it guarantees absolutely nothing. Now I can see them winning. It's called the 2007 Super Bowl, where the flashy Patriots, Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and all those points came in, and the New York Giants defensive line just wore down even Dante Scarnecchia's Patriot offensive line. They just wore them down. And in the end, Giants made a big play and upset those unbeaten Patriots. There's no question that's possible. In fact, the wise guys, the sharps in Vegas, jumped on Tampa plus 3.5. That's the game they mostly envision. The early bettors is that D-line just doing a Giants on the Patriots and controlling the Kansas City Chiefs. But boy, it is hard to bet against Reid and Mahomes and special. In almost half their drives in the playoffs, almost half, the Chiefs have scored a touchdown. That doesn't make any sense. It's incredibly difficult to bet against special. I remember when the Miami Heat were great. And you had Bosch and LeBron and Wade. And they had no size. They had no size. Like Joel Anthony was a center. He was 6'8". They weren't very good at point guard. Point guards always matter in the finals. They had a new kid coach, Spoelstra. Their bench was hit and miss. At times they were too old. LeBron and Wade didn't even perfectly fit together. Bosch's game got marginalized. Hey, Chris, 25 a game? Go out in the perimeter and shoot jumpers. But it was special. They'd go through these 6, 7, 8-minute spurts. And you're like, yeah, this is special. That's Kansas City. Hard to bet against. I'll give my pick in 50 minutes. Really interesting article by Mike Silver, who sometimes I agree with, sometimes I don't, about the Brady effect, how Tampa went all in with a get-rich-quick scheme that paid off handsomely. Let's get Tom and let's get stars. And will it change the league? Interesting to think about that from at least one angle. That's coming up. Ever wonder how far an extra mile really goes? Well, drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. The first step, of course, is going to a Mercedes-Benz van dealership. There's over 250 of those in America. By the way, they can help you with financing, customization, anything for your unique business or personal needs. The varieties, there's gas, there's diesel, there's the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, the Mercedes-Benz Metris. They all have cool options like blind spot assist, Real cross-traffic alert, or MBUX voice command technology helps you with weather, helps you with directions. So doesn't matter what you're doing. You're playing hard, you're working hard, life on the trail, whatever it is, get to a Mercedes-Benz van dealership today and do a test drive. They're beautiful vans. Mercedes-Benz vans. Some equipment described is optional.
Clark Hunt is all in on Patrick Mahomes. And after all, he did sign him to a 10-year, $500 million contract. And in a radio appearance this week, Hunt compared Mahomes to the one and only Michael Jordan, saying, quote, "It's amazing the success that Patrick has had so early in his career. I mean, really, more so than Michael Jordan had early in his career. It took Michael a few years before he got his first championship, and Patrick, in year one, had us on the cusp of making the Super Bowl." So, Shannon, do you agree that Mahomes is off to a better start to his career than MJ?
Yeah, it's not even close in terms of their pro career, Skip. Mahomes is off to the best start that we've ever seen for a quarterback in his career, young career. You figure he won the MVP in his second season, his first season as a starter. He was Super Bowl MVP in his third season, second season as a starter. He's made the Pro Bowl every single year. He's 25 wins and one loss in his last 26 games. And he's reached the AFC Championship game in all 3 years, and all three of them have been held in Kansas City. Jordan didn't have that level of team success, Skip. He was an outstanding player, but he didn't enjoy the level of team success. His team didn't win a playoff series until his fourth season, didn't reach the finals until his seventh season, didn't win his first MVP until his fourth season. So when you just look at it, Skip, when you just look at, okay, he did this, 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 and this, and Jordan was not thought of as the best player in year 2 or year 3 in the league. That was still with the Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. So for me, Skip, I don't think it's close. Now, we know what once Michael started winning MVPs, once Michael got through the won his first championship, we know what he became. But to start a career, Skip, I don't believe it's close. I don't believe a player in the NFL has had a career in his first 3 years as a starter comparable to this young man. And I definitely don't think Mike had a career comparable to his.
Shannon, you got to step back from this and say, what are you doing?
What?
This is a Lord have mercy. Help him, Lord. He knows not of what he speaks.
Only if he's lying. Did he tell a lie? Correct the lie, and we can move forward.
This is difficult for me because I knew Clark Hunt when he was a little kid, because I knew his mama and his daddy very well, and they're very special people, as you know. Lamar Hunt, Norma's wife.
The AFC Championship trophy is named after him. He called the Super Bowl.
And Clark is a good man who's right now stuck on a runaway train that is in danger of leaving the tracks. He just invoked the name, just unsolicited, of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and put Patrick in the same sentence with Jordan. You got to stop it. You got to give me a break, give us a break, and especially give Patrick a break, because you don't need to go there. The comparison, I'm sorry, it is just so wrong, because Jordan joined the worst team in the league. It was one of the worst, and it was just horrible for the first 3 years, and he kept it barely afloat until Scotty got there. And at least he had one credible teammate, and then they just took off in their fourth year and went 50-32 after 3 losing seasons. And in that second season, they went 30-52 because he missed just about the whole year, as you know, with a broken foot. And he came back for the final month, played sparingly on a minutes count, and then he goes to Boston Garden and scores 63 on the Celtics, and Larry Bird said, I think it was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Well, that's who he was then. He was doing sensational things with no help.